TV lovers, welcome to an all-new hour of TV Land's Top 10. And later on, how many Chargers did it take to play the General Lee?
You do that jump, you break the transmission, you're out. You're not really being chased anymore.
Jumping in at number 2 is a Dodge Charger that had had a troubled childhood. Used in a crime, it was adopted by a poor Southern family and lovingly restored. The General Lee was reborn as an affordable, seemingly indestructible race car and was immediately accepted as a true son of the South and perhaps the most popular character on the Dukes of Hazzard.
I could take that car at 40 miles an hour or so and slide right up to the camera and land in a two-shot. You know, me here and Tom here. He'd say something to me, I'd say something to him, and then we'd fishtail out and never spill a drop of coffee.
I used to love that show, the Dukes of Hazzard, and the General Lee was just such a badass car.
No, the car that the two guys drove, Dukes of Hazzard, that car was pretty cool.
Generally, very cool. Charger, you can't go wrong. Even a Charger without the great paint job is a fantastic car.
The choice of the car was because of the performance. The Dodge Charger was a high-performance car. They didn't want a brand-new car. The Dodge Charger was that perfect match.
The Dodge Supercharger with a crazy horn and the extra satin finish so they could slide their ass over the cow when they jump. Dukes!
They always found those convenient little piles of dirt that were ramp-shaped to launch them over, I don't know, stockyards full of pigs or a riverbed or the bad guy.
The set director picked out the color, and also they picked out the name 01 and the General Lee and the Southern flag.
My kids actually had a General Lee car. They would watch the Dukes of Hazzards, and they see these guys sliding in and out of the car. The rebel flag meant nothing to them, but the car was cool for them.
It's not you get older and you look at it and you analyze, you're like, man, they had a Confederate flag, and they were down in the South, but at that point, it was just a car.
I mean, we didn't know what the Confederate flag meant back in the day, but, you know, it looked cool on top of the car. So, you know, it was like the perfect hero car for those guys.
The cars were all set up to jump. They were real race cars, really, and jump cars. No real interior inside. They were a mess.
It had the little 01 painted on the door, which suggested it was a race car. That was their number, and they had welded the doors shut on it. So whenever they had to make a getaway, they would jump in through the window and take off.
They welded them shut so they wouldn't fall off when they jumped it, probably.
And they would hop out the side, Bo and Luke Duke, and here come that girl with the little booty shorts, and hey, it's a show.
I've had the pleasure of driving some stock cars where you jump in and out the window, but the Duke boys did it really cool. It's actually an awkward thing to climb in and out those windows. You know, the Duke boys got take 2 and take 3 to look really cool. Getting in and out of a car with the window just rolled down is not easy.
It was all about getting in, getting out of that car. It was all about hopping. It was about never opening up the car door. It was all about those two guys racing around on dirt roads, kicking up as much dirt as they could, you know, getting where they needed to go as fast as possible in the General Lee.
They would entice the evil sheriff to come after them, and then they would race as far and as fast away as they could. The sheriff would get into some horrific car accident, but he was always back to chase them again another time.
To give you a specific scene of the General Lee getting away from Boss Hogg, use any episode. It's the same chase. They hit that thing, they jump over the water, the car doesn't break, and he goes, oh, those Duke boys.
The General Lee was the toughest car ever. I mean, you know, they must have had really like 50 General Lees because the General Lee was always jumping something, running into something.
They destroyed over 300 Dodge Chargers to play one Dodge Charger, the General Lee. They destroyed over 600 police cars. So it had quite a bit of a leaping ability, and it came down rather unscathed. But if you throw one in the air, it'll go up looking good, but it'll come down like a Chevette. It may be 12 feet long by the time it lands.
If Bo and Luke Duke came up and asked me to do something to their car right now, we wouldn't do the lowering the suspension of the car because then they would never get away from the police. You know what I'm saying?